it's a real challenge. I mean, one of the things that's one of the take-home messages I think is important is that we don't want kids not to play sports, right? So I think one of the things that a lot of folks will say, well, if my son has one more concussion playing football, we're not gonna he's not gonna play anymore. And I think that does a real disservice to sort of all the things that you get from participating in organized sport. For soccer specifically, I think that's even more so. It's one of the safest sports out there. Concussions are an important injury, but they're not the most common injury. Ankle sprains are more common. ACL injuries are probably more severe. And so concussions do occur, and they're important, but I don't think it takes away from the value of participating in sport. There's something to be said for education. So I think making sure that parents and athletes themselves know what the signs and symptoms of concussion are, so that if they do sustain an injury, that they remove themselves from play or they report their symptoms to their parents. I think that's really important, because we know that if we can have an athlete removed from play with a concussion, that they'll recover, and they'll recover quicker than if they continue to participate. The other areas of prevention have really been geared towards calling the fouls. So, especially in the sport of soccer, calling red cards when someone's elbowed to the head or anything that's egregious like that. So calling the rules that already exist in the game. There's been some interesting work as it relates to heading and neck strength, and so the ability to improve neck strength and probably technique for heading. In other words, if you have your neck stiff when you head the ball, the mass is not just your head, it's now your body. And so the acceleration of the forces that your head would see when it gets struck are going to be less, if the neck is stronger or tense, or even just you're prepared for that contact. U.S. Soccer made, a very bold statement when they made the changes in the guidelines for restricting heading, and the reasoning was not because heading caused concussion, but that the behavior of heading and the aerial challenge was associated with concussions in terms of mechanism. So that was the reasoning behind what they did. And again, it was more akin to trying to take contact out of the sport like they did with American football.